Have you ever wondered what women deeply desire when it comes to sexual intimacy? It's one of those questions that often lingers in our minds but remains shrouded in silence. This video delves into the profound insights shared by an experienced woman who has navigated the intricacies of relationships and unraveled the emotional layers that so often go unnoticed. Her wisdom is not only eye-opening but could transform the way you approach intimacy. You'll want to stay until the end because what you learn may forever change the way you connect with your partner, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means a lot, so if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread our message. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Have you ever found yourself truly pondering what women deeply crave in the realm of sexual intimacy? It's a question that stirs curiosity, but often remains unspoken. Let me share with you some profoundly wise insights from an experienced woman who has lived through the complexities of relationships and uncovered the emotional layers that often get overlooked. Trust me, her advice might just open your eyes in a way you never expected. To begin with, open and honest communication is the very bedrock of a meaningful connection, and nowhere is this more true than in the context of sex. There's something incredibly beautiful and powerful about creating a space where both you and your partner feel completely safe to share your desires, fantasies, and even your fears. It's about nurturing a relationship where each person feels heard and valued. Without this emotional openness, intimacy can feel hollow, and even the most passionate encounters can lack the depth that comes from genuine connection. When it comes to sexual intimacy, communication isn't just a nice-to-have. It's an absolute necessity. Imagine how freeing it would feel to openly talk about your pleasures, vulnerabilities, and expectations without fear of judgment. In fact, it can be transformative. It's about more than just saying what you want. It's also about listening, really listening, to your partner. Being present not just physically, but emotionally, creates a bond that goes beyond the act itself. When you actively listen to your partner's needs, desires, and boundaries, it builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any fulfilling relationship. It's easy to underestimate how crucial it is to talk openly about sex. But consider this, when you're aligned with your partner in terms of your sexual needs, it removes so much of the anxiety, stress, and misunderstandings that can otherwise arise. Suddenly, intimacy isn't a guessing game anymore. It becomes a shared experience of mutual joy and discovery. And that, in turn, fosters a deeper emotional connection. Emotional intimacy, after all, is the core of a loving and satisfying sexual relationship. Without it, sex can feel disconnected and lacking in true fulfillment. Another aspect that often goes unnoticed is how deeply the small gestures matter. It's in the tenderness of a soft touch, the warmth of a reassuring glance, or the comfort of a gentle whisper. These seemingly minor details speak volumes. They are the subtle, yet powerful expressions of love and care that elevate the sexual experience from a physical act to an emotional journey. When you pay attention to your partner's body language, the little sounds of pleasure, the moments of vulnerability, they are all signals guiding you toward a more meaningful connection. Being fully present, both physically and emotionally, makes your partner feel cherished, seen, and truly understood. Isn't that what we all desire deep down? To feel valued not just for what we do, but for who we are? In my opinion, it's these intimate moments, fueled by compassion, understanding, and emotional awareness, that make all the difference in a relationship. It's not about perfection or performance. It's about being there for each other in the truest sense. And when you can combine emotional vulnerability with physical intimacy, the experience becomes incredibly profound. Something far beyond mere pleasure. It becomes a shared journey of connection, healing, and love. So, if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Intimacy thrives on communication, empathy, and attention to detail. Each small gesture, each word spoken in trust, has the power to deepen your connection and create a space where both partners feel fully loved, both in body and soul. Uncovering the most intimate secrets of your partner's body can be a profoundly emotional journey. It's not just about knowing where to touch, but about understanding how each touch resonates deeply with their desires. Discovering the spots that elicit the most pleasure, finding the movements that send shivers through their body, and whispering words that excite and comfort them simultaneously. All of these acts build something far beyond physical satisfaction. It's the care and attention to detail, the willingness to explore what makes your partner feel loved and understood, that forges an emotional connection with unmatched depth. When both partners take the time to truly listen, to experiment with tenderness and curiosity, they create a space where emotional and physical pleasure intertwine beautifully. In these moments of vulnerability, being able to read your partner's nonverbal cues, whether it's a soft moan, a sudden quickening of breath, or a simple change in posture, becomes crucial. These subtle signs communicate volumes, and being sensitive to them is what elevates intimacy. It's not just about reacting, but responding with warmth, empathy, and deep consideration for your partner's needs. When this happens, it feels as though you're in sync, sharing not only a physical experience but an emotional one that can be transformative. Each touch, every shared glance, becomes a silent conversation, creating a closeness that lingers long after the moment has passed. This kind of connection takes intimacy to an entirely new level, where pleasure is mutual, deep, and incredibly fulfilling. However, in many relationships, there is a sad reality that women's pleasure is often neglected or misunderstood. Society tends to place less importance on women's sexual satisfaction, and this can lead to a disconnect in the bedroom. When one partner feels ignored or undervalued in such intimate moments, it can create emotional distance and frustration. But men who take the time to focus on their partner's desires, those who approach lovemaking with a genuine commitment to her pleasure, are not just enhancing the physical experience, they are nurturing the relationship itself. In fact, this dedication to ensuring their partner's happiness strengthens the bond between them, making the relationship more intimate and secure. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. This mindset is far more profound than simply learning new techniques or trying to impress with physical prowess. It's about adopting a spirit of generosity and reciprocity, where both partners are equally invested in each other's pleasure and well-being. Men who prioritize their partner's satisfaction are sending a powerful message of respect, showing that their partner's feelings and desires are truly important to them. This isn't just an act of kindness, it's an act of love, one that builds trust and opens the door to deeper emotional intimacy. When a man is devoted to making his partner feel cherished and fulfilled, the entire relationship benefits. It becomes richer, more balanced, and ultimately, more joyful for both people involved. In the end, intimacy is not about one person taking the lead while the other follows. It's a shared journey, where both partners are active participants in creating an experience that is emotionally enriching as well as physically satisfying. The men who understand this are those who enjoy not just great sex but deeply connected, emotionally fulfilling relationships. They know that by focusing on their partner's pleasure, they are not only giving, they are receiving, in return, a closeness and trust that makes the bond between them even stronger. It is this mutual respect and shared joy that leads to true intimacy, an intimacy that sustains and nurtures the relationship long after the moment has passed. Recognizing and celebrating female sexuality as something intricate, unique, and incredibly important is key to creating a more harmonious, balanced, and deeply fulfilling sexual experience. Female pleasure is a multifaceted experience, often intertwining emotional, psychological, and physical elements. It's not a simple process but a rich, diverse journey that requires patience, empathy, and genuine interest. When men make the effort to appreciate this, they begin to understand that there's no single formula for female pleasure. It can change depending on moods, emotional states, or even stages of life. This opens the door to a deeper level of intimacy and understanding within the relationship, where both partners can learn and grow together. Rather than focusing only on the obvious physical acts, it's essential to delve into the subtleties of intimacy. This means becoming aware of less common erogenous zones, those hidden, sensitive areas that, when explored with care, can evoke powerful sensations and emotions. Taking the time to focus on prolonged foreplay is another way to enrich the sexual experience. Foreplay is not just a precursor to sex, but a vital part of building desire, intimacy, and emotional connection. It's about taking the time to fully immerse both partners in the moment, allowing trust and vulnerability to flourish. This process creates a more holistic, satisfying experience where emotional intimacy is equally as important as physical pleasure. Sexuality is a journey, and for it to be meaningful and fulfilling, it must be navigated with care, curiosity, and a sense of adventure. Partners who embark on this journey with an open mind and a willingness to explore new dimensions of intimacy are the ones who often experience the most profound connections. It's not just about finding out what pleases the other person. It's about growing together, deepening the bond, and learning to appreciate the full spectrum of what intimacy can offer. This journey of discovery requires both partners to remain open, communicative, and in tune with one another's needs and desires. Variety and creativity are essential in maintaining a vibrant and exciting sexual relationship over time. One of the biggest threats to a passionate connection is falling into monotony and routine. When intimacy becomes predictable, the excitement and spark that once electrified the relationship can start to fade. This is why it's so important to continuously find ways to keep things fresh, exciting, and adventurous. Partners should challenge themselves to step outside of their comfort zones, to experiment with new forms of pleasure, and to explore realms they may have never considered before. By doing so, they can reignite the passion that brought them together in the first place. Creativity in the bedroom doesn't have to mean anything extreme. It can be as simple as introducing new elements that enhance intimacy and playfulness. Couples can explore erotic games that add a sense of fun and discovery, or share fantasies that they might have previously kept to themselves. These acts of sharing not only heighten arousal, but also create a deeper sense of emotional connection. Trying new techniques of stimulation, experimenting with different kinds of touch, or adjusting the rhythm and intensity of lovemaking can all lead to exciting discoveries about each other's bodies and desires. It's about breaking free from routines that may have become stale and finding new ways to connect on both physical and emotional levels. Exploring new sexual positions can also bring fresh energy into the relationship. Shifting perspectives, trying something unfamiliar, or revisiting past experiences with a new mindset can all make the experience feel rejuvenated. Variety in intimacy keeps the relationship dynamic, preventing it from becoming stagnant. It invites both partners to continuously engage with each other, to stay present in the moment, and to be mindful of each other's evolving needs. It's this sense of creativity and openness that helps couples build a relationship that is ever growing and ever deepening. The most successful passionate relationships are those where both partners are equally invested in each other's pleasure, happiness, and fulfillment. It's about prioritizing not only physical satisfaction, but also emotional security and trust. When men focus on their partner's needs, taking the time to learn what brings them pleasure and joy, they're not just giving, they're also receiving the gift of a stronger, more intimate connection. The relationship becomes a safe space where vulnerability is embraced, trust is built, and both partners feel valued and cherished. Ultimately, keeping the spark alive in a relationship requires ongoing effort and a genuine desire to continue discovering new ways to connect. Passion is not something that sustains itself. It needs to be nurtured, fed with creativity, and infused with excitement. By continuously exploring new dimensions of intimacy, by staying open to change and growth, couples can maintain a deeply fulfilling sexual relationship that stands the test of time. It's this sense of mutual discovery, respect, and emotional connection that makes intimacy not just a fleeting moment of pleasure but an enduring expression of love, trust, and partnership. When couples approach their relationship with an open mind, ready to embrace new experiences and willing to truly listen to their partner's desires, they unlock an infinite range of possibilities for intimacy, connection, and sexual fulfillment. Openness allows couples to continuously discover new facets of each other, making the relationship feel fresh, exciting, and dynamic. no matter how long they've been together. This level of exploration leads to a deeper understanding of what excites and satisfies both partners, both physically and emotionally. It's about learning together, experimenting without fear of judgment, and growing in ways that strengthen the bond at every level. This willingness to try new things extends far beyond the bedroom. A relationship flourishes when creativity and variety are infused into everyday life. Planning surprise dates or spontaneous adventures injects excitement and unpredictability into the relationship, keeping the emotional and physical connection alive. These gestures don't need to be extravagant. Sometimes, it's the small, thoughtful moments, like an unexpected love note, a quiet candlelit dinner, or an impromptu weekend getaway, that reignite the spark. Even finding intimate moments in unexpected places, whether it's a shared look across a crowded room or holding hands on a late-night walk, can reinforce the closeness and affection that often gets lost in the routines of daily life. Beyond the physical, true intimacy is built on a foundation of mutual respect. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, and it's even more crucial when it comes to physical and emotional intimacy. Respect means truly valuing your partner as a whole person, their desires, their boundaries, their emotional and physical well-being. It's about understanding that intimacy is a shared experience, and both partners must feel safe, heard, and valued for it to be meaningful. Mutual respect is not just about making space for your partner's desires, but about fully acknowledging and responding to their feelings, both spoken and unspoken. It requires careful attention to their verbal and nonverbal cues, noticing when something isn't quite right and being willing to stop, adjust, or discuss without hesitation. The ability to read and respond to these subtle signals is vital in maintaining a healthy sexual relationship. If one partner is uncomfortable, uncertain, or feeling pressured, intimacy can quickly become a source of stress rather than joy. Respecting your partner means recognizing when to slow down, when to change course, or when to stop altogether, ensuring that both people are comfortable and fully engaged in the moment. This level of consideration not only builds trust but also deepens the emotional bond, creating a relationship where both partners feel truly safe and valued. But mutual respect doesn't end when the physical encounter does. It's an essential part of how partners treat each other in all aspects of life. The way a couple communicates, the kindness they show each other in everyday situations, and the empathy they demonstrate during difficult times all contribute to the overall health of the relationship. When partners consistently show understanding and compassion, it creates a ripple effect that extends into their sexual lives, making intimacy a reflection of the care and respect they show one another outside the bedroom. Addressing sexual or emotional issues with patience and empathy is crucial. Inevitably, every relationship will face challenges, whether it's differences in sexual preferences, mismatched libidos, or emotional struggles. How these challenges are handled can either bring a couple closer together or create distance. A relationship built on respect and equality allows for open dialogue, where both partners feel comfortable discussing their needs, frustrations, and desires without fear of being dismissed or judged. When both people know that their feelings are respected, it fosters a deep sense of trust that strengthens every aspect of the relationship. By cultivating an environment of respect and equality, couples create a space where intimacy can truly thrive. This means more than just respecting boundaries during physical encounters. It's about making sure both partners feel valued and appreciated at all times. It's about treating your partner with the same level of kindness, care, and consideration in everyday life as you would in moments of intimacy. This shared sense of respect lays the foundation for a safe and welcoming relationship where both people feel free to express their desires, voice their concerns, and explore new dimensions of intimacy together. Couples who prioritize respect and openness in their relationship often find that their emotional and physical connection deepens over time. When both partners feel valued, trusted, and loved, intimacy becomes more than just a physical act. It becomes a powerful expression of the bond they share. This mutual consideration allows for a relationship where both partners feel secure, knowing that their needs and desires are important and that they are respected, not just for what they bring to the relationship physically, but for who they are as individuals. In the end, A relationship grounded in respect and openness fosters a kind of intimacy that is enduring and deeply fulfilling. It's the kind of relationship where both partners feel fully seen, heard, and cherished, creating a safe space where they can continue to grow together emotionally, physically, and mentally. When a couple embraces this kind of partnership, they build a foundation of love and trust that can weather any storm, knowing that they are committed to each other's happiness and well-being in all aspects of life. This sense of shared respect, equality, and openness turns intimacy into something far more profound than just a fleeting moment of pleasure. It becomes a lifelong journey of mutual discovery and connection, where both partners feel enriched, fulfilled, and deeply loved. Exploring sexual fantasies can open up a whole new world of excitement and connection in a couple's intimate life. Fantasies are more than just fleeting thoughts. They represent the deepest desires, the creative and imaginative side of our sexuality that often remains hidden. By bringing these fantasies into the relationship, couples can breathe new life into their intimacy. It allows partners to step into each other's minds, creating a shared experience that goes beyond the physical and taps into the emotional and psychological realms of pleasure. When couples feel free to share their fantasies with one another, it becomes a safe space where they can explore new dimensions of intimacy and discover desires they might not have even realized they had. One of the most rewarding aspects of exploring fantasies together is the sense of trust and openness it can foster. Sexual fantasies are often deeply personal, sometimes even vulnerable, and sharing them requires a high level of trust. When couples take the step to communicate their fantasies openly, they are not just engaging in exciting possibilities, but also building emotional closeness. This is because sharing something so personal and intimate strengthens the emotional bond, reminding both partners that they are accepted and appreciated for who they are. Whether it's through casual conversations, acting out scenarios, or experimenting with role play, this exploration allows for a shared sense of adventure and mutual pleasure. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The key to making this experience enriching is ensuring both partners feel safe and respected throughout the process. It's important to remember that fantasies are just that, fantasies. They don't always reflect real desires or things that need to be acted upon. Sometimes, the mere act of sharing them can be enough to deepen intimacy without ever needing to bring them into reality. This understanding is crucial because it helps both partners feel more comfortable sharing their thoughts, knowing they won't be judged or misunderstood. It's also essential that boundaries are respected at all times. This means being mindful of each other's comfort levels and ensuring that any exploration remains consensual and enjoyable for both parties. Diversity in sexual interests can be one of the most exciting things about a relationship. Each person's unique fantasies and desires can add layers of richness to the relationship, offering countless possibilities for exploration. When couples embrace this diversity, they can discover new forms of pleasure that may have otherwise gone unnoticed. Whether it's through imaginative role play, exploring different scenarios, or simply talking about fantasies, this kind of openness encourages emotional intimacy and allows couples to evolve together. By doing so, partners can continuously rediscover each other, keeping the relationship exciting, fresh, and full of potential for growth. But sexual well-being goes far beyond just exploring fantasies. It requires a more holistic approach that involves caring for the physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual aspects of the relationship. A couple's sex life can be dramatically improved by prioritizing their overall well-being. Physical health plays a crucial role. Regular exercise, eating well, staying hydrated, and ensuring a good night's sleep all contribute to increased energy, improved mood, and enhanced sexual health. When both partners feel physically healthy, their sexual relationship naturally becomes more vibrant and satisfying. However, emotional well-being is equally important. Issues such as stress, anxiety, relationship tension, or low self-esteem can act as barriers to intimacy. Emotional hurdles can prevent partners from fully engaging in their sexual relationship, making it difficult to connect on a deeper level. By addressing these emotional challenges head-on, either through individual reflection or by seeking couples therapy, partners can clear the way for a more open and fulfilling sex life. It's essential that both partners feel emotionally secure, as this creates the foundation for trust and vulnerability, both of which are necessary for a deeply connected sexual relationship. In addition to physical and emotional health, mental and spiritual well-being can significantly influence sexual satisfaction. Sexual intimacy is about more than just physical acts. It involves a sense of connection, presence, and mindfulness. When couples take the time to be fully present with one another, to focus not just on the mechanics of sex but on the emotional and mental connection that comes with it, the experience becomes far more meaningful. Cultivating this mindfulness during intimacy, whether through touch, eye contact, or simply being attuned to each other's needs, can deepen the connection between partners and turn sexual encounters into moments of genuine love and closeness. Spiritual well-being can also play a part in creating a fulfilling sex life, especially for couples who find meaning in connecting on a deeper, more soulful level. Some couples explore practices like tantra or meditation to enhance their connection, focusing on the flow of energy between them and using intimacy as a way to deepen their bond. For others, simply nurturing a sense of love, gratitude, and respect within the relationship can create a spiritual element that enhances their intimacy. Ultimately, sexual well-being is about creating an environment where both partners feel cared for, respected, and deeply connected. It's about understanding that intimacy is not just about the physical but involves the whole person, their emotions, their mental state, and even their spiritual self. By investing in all aspects of their well-being, couples can build a sex life that is not only satisfying but also sustaining and enriching over the long term. Have you ever found yourself questioning what women truly crave when it comes to sexual intimacy? It's one of those deeply personal questions that stirs curiosity, yet often stays hidden beneath layers of uncertainty and silence. This video is a gateway to uncovering the emotional truths and desires that women seldom voice but deeply feel. Here, we explore the profound insights shared by a wise woman who has lived through the full spectrum of relationships, navigating their highs and lows, the joys and heartbreaks, and has emerged with an understanding that can only come from experience. Her revelations touch on the delicate, often overlooked emotional nuances that lie at the heart of intimacy. She unpacks the subtle but powerful desires that transcend mere physical connection, revealing the yearning for emotional safety, deep affection, and true vulnerability. As you watch, you'll discover that intimacy is so much more than the physical act. It is about the emotional symphony that plays beneath every touch, glance, and whispered word. You'll want to stay with us until the very end because what she shares could change the way you view relationships forever. Imagine learning how to cultivate a deeper, richer connection with your partner, one that goes beyond superficial attraction and reaches the very core of emotional and physical fulfillment. This isn't just about learning techniques. It's about understanding the emotional complexities that make intimacy a shared journey of love, respect, and trust. Her wisdom may open your eyes to the unspoken needs of your partner and help you foster an emotional closeness that ignites not just passion but an enduring bond that stands the test of time. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you will not only understand what women truly desire in the realm of sexual intimacy, but you will also gain insight into the powerful emotional layers that create lasting connection. What she reveals may just be the key to transforming your relationship into one filled with compassion, empathy, and a profound sense of mutual satisfaction.